Actually, that's not a problem for another day. That's a problem for right now. Hey guys, Wheatywaffle here today, and we are back in City Skylines 2, playing our city of Second City. And in the last part, we built this fantastic Oasis Golf Club. Huge fan, love it. What I want to do today, I want to finish this sliver. I want to just get this part done. I think it's going to look so much nicer once this is finished. So let's just jump right in. I want to get it done. I do recognize, though, we're going to have one challenge, which is going to be the height. This land is very much on a hill. We could bring Amberwood Street all the way up, and I think maybe have it connect into here somehow. Let's go ahead and just try to get this section of Amberwood Street to continue forward. I think I built this with a key wall, right? I think I built one of these. I think I did. That's perfect. Let's delete this section, because I really want to kind of get it to hug the edge here. And I'm going to use the continuous curve. So we are going to go ahead and get this to curve like so. Turn off both of our grid snaps. Get this to go to about here. The question is, do we just make this straight, or do we follow the curve of the water? Let's see what it looks like if we kind of loosely follow the curve of the water. See, I could see this section here just being straight and that like looking nice. Like they really terraformed this water to fit their needs. Okay, hold on. You know what? I think that's the better play. Let's back this up. I like the location of this, but what I think I want to do is I want to change this land just a little bit. And then we're going to do a straight line here. And I'm going to try to rotate this so that this pop-up window is kind of straight with this hillside street. And we're going to loosely go like this, which I can get into. That works. Whoa. It's so tall. Holy cow. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to grab this height here. I should have done it this way before. Down to here. And we're just going to go whoop, straight on down. Okay. Then we're going to smooth out this chaos that I built right here by accident. Get rid of all of this. I got to be careful not to undo any of the stuff I just built, though. Okay. Yeah, I like the idea of this being kind of straight. It still angles out and begins to open up when you get further along, but I think that looks pretty good. Okay. If I were to just go like this, with the straight line, how does that look? Looks perfect. That looks perfect. Okay, so now with that, we can combine these two. Now, it says this is Amberwood Street. I'm going to try to grab onto this section so that we can make sure it stays Amberwood Street. If we go about... Nope. Nope. Delete at the 180. You can do it. There we go. Connect to there. Connect right up and in. That's a beautiful turn. Yep. Yep. Then we get up here, and I think I do want to see if I can get it to snake underneath. At least for a moment here. This can be a quite abrupt turn. Can we send this straight under like so? Can we send it straight under without it 180? No, it crashes into that, which is okay. I mean, it's at what, 177? That's still pretty good. All right, we'll bring that up to here, and I think we're going to leave it there. Let's just smooth out some of this land. Over here, we protected the front of the river with some trees so that we didn't have as many buildings kind of in the way. I think that's not true here. I think we're going to try to utilize all of the space we can in this section. So let's go ahead and grab trees and grass. We're going to try to remember to do that on some of these roads. And let's turn on our contour lines. This is going to come straight on down. I think this is going to go right from here, straight on down to here at the 90. Connect right up and in. Let's turn off the snap to zoning cells. Bring this straight on down at the 90. And we'll bring this road straight on down at the 90. Wow, that's really far from 90. You're saying 90's there? Wait a minute. No. I need you to be not 90 with Thornton Street. 90 with the road that's there. I don't know if that was right or not. Hold on. Wait, that 180 is what I want to see. Yeah, I want that. Which means that this one's definitely off. That one should not be facing that way. It should be going like that. It's a wide window, though, to have it be at 180. All right, there we go. That's pretty good, except for whatever's happening right here. Why was that the choice we made? I even wonder, let me actually rebuild all these. I wonder if I turn on constant slope for these, I think these are going to look a lot better. Bring this straight on out to that 180. Go ahead and snap to everything. Right there is a 180. Bam. Right here, bring this straight on down like this. Snap to 180. Here, bring this straight on down like this. Snap to 180. And here, do the same thing. Just like so. If I were to go through, increase this in size to like 60 and go from like here to here, right? Go from here to here. What we're going to do is I'm going to try to rework some of this by using the slope tool. So we're going to slope from one street to the next street. And then we'll cover the whole thing with smoothing. It's going to get rid of a lot of this hill, but that's okay. We're going to have some serious development over here. We got to have a nice surface to work on. With this area, I think we're just going to kind of go like so. I'll grab from Springvale and I'll hide the transition underneath of this bridge, which could look better. But then if I come back through and I just give this all a nice smooth, this should work perfectly. That looks so much nicer, and it's working its way down the hill. Now, that does mean I want to change kind of the direction of these grids. So instead of having the houses come down this way, they're going to go left to right. So what do I do with that? Do I add more parking? Or I think in this section, I might do alleyways. I think I would prefer an alleyway. We'll still do one-way alleyways, because if I do one-way, they can still park on them. But if I were to take this and go kind of straight on through from here, straight on over, and then we were to do one more, maybe from here, straight on over. If we go like that, these intersections are a little close. It's not the end of the world. I don't think I hate it. Let's go ahead and key wall the sides just for the moment. And that's going to force everybody to live facing this way. Okay. With that, let's go ahead and do some housing. I'm going to only take this. This goes, what, 4 back? And this goes 3 back. I think we're going to do the same thing here, 4, 3. But then right here, we'll only go 4 back at most. This is 4. This one we'll do 3 back. We'll leave these front ones open. Or will we? I don't think we will. That'll have 4. This will have 4. This can have 4 as well. Now I need to go back through and remove some of these key walls now that we're getting some development. So there we go. Now this all has grass and trees again. And the reason I use these one-way lanes or alleyways is because they allow for parking on both sides. So you can still park by your house. I'm curious to see how this looks once it all zones in. I'm hoping it looks real nice, but we'll see in a moment. We've completely shot any demand for medium density residential, which isn't a bad thing. We had to do it. But with all this in place now, I think let me go ahead and give this its own district, because I want to now start considering how do we get some jobs in here? How do we get some... Oh, I need to fix this side here. How do we also get some low rent housing in here as well? Do I end this here and then we have this weird little piece? I think we do. What goes in that weird little piece? I'm not sure yet, but we're going to figure it out. So here I was trying to build... Yes, perfect. Coleridge Field. Kind of a crap name. Not a big fan. Let's name it after a place in Philly. We're going to name it Point Breeze. There we go. It's not really at a point. I guess this could be the point. But there we go. Now we got key wall on both sides. Let's just clean this up a little bit. It does need a little bit of love. This side here needs to be a key wall. Yep. All the way across, all the way through. Then I think we could do a few small edits to the land here. If I were to bring this down in height to about here, we could go ahead and back this up just a bit and get rid of some of that right there. We can smooth out what we've got going on underneath the ground here. Looks a little chaotic. This is like just a remnant from something we did in the past that I just never went back through and fixed. Here we can get that flat, and then we'll also give that a little bit of attention. That looks pretty good. Oh, and we got one more spot here. Point Breeze has absolutely no services, so how they are wealthy already, I don't understand. But one thing we could do to help out in Point Breeze is to also give them some larger houses, because I do think we need a little bit of extra something here, and we've got a relatively flat section right there. Why don't we do this? Why don't we go ahead, turn off, actually, you know what? Yeah, turn everything off there. Let's send this out right here at the 90. Because again, this is all pretty flat. Right here, we're going to turn this road into a regular 2-lane road. Do we send it straight across? It looks like it's trying to do something with key walls, which I don't necessarily want. I think we do send it right along to there. Because of the angles of our streets or of our ground, this is kind of the hilly section, but this gives us basically a whole flat area to work with. Now, what I want to do, we've got houses here, here, and here. I wouldn't mind, I know we've basically killed the demand. Oh, we've brought it back somewhat. I wouldn't mind having a row of townhomes right along here. We could maybe even consider getting in just like a little corner shop here. That's pretty decent. Do we expand this one-way road? Oh, first of all, both one-way roads are going the exact same way. So let me just quickly rotate that one. Crap. Hold on. I got to fix all this. We got to add the key walls back. Yada, yada, yada. Key wall,
Okay,
key wall.
now we've got surface across the whole thing. That looks great. That looks great.
All right, we can do a smattering of trees. We're not going to do a ton. I don't think there's really even that much space for us to do a lot of them. I'm just going to look straight down like this. And we're going to see if we can fit any anywhere. The oaks we're going to have the hardest time just because they're a little bit too large. Okay. I think that's all we're going to get. All right, so we're starting to get some development here in Point Breeze, which is nice. Now, I want to get some medium density, or excuse me, some low rent housing in here. We could do this one of two ways. We could either just zone out some low rent housing and see what happens, which I'm not confident is going to look great, or we do it ourselves and we just place some of this stuff by hand, which honestly, it's kind of the direction I think I want to go. If we go here and we go low rent, these are the Imperial Heights. Okay, yes, okay. I do think I want to have like a depth of like 4. Like I would want it to feel, yeah, something like this, where like it's big, but it's not crazy. Like that's a little too tall. This could work. What level is this? A level 3 of 5. I think we lock them at their level because I'm purposely building them for a specific height. I wouldn't want them to get too out of hand here. If I put this back on Snap to Road, what does it look like? Looks like that. Okay. This is another version of this, just taller. But I could see this working really well right behind it or right next to it. Right? Like these are next to each other. They're kind of the same style. Now I need something that's here that's going to like fill in the gap we've created. That's got a big parking lot. What was this? 6x4? What other 6x4s do we have? Okay, we have a few. Let's start down here. This guy, I want you to go along Anchor Street, but you don't seem to want to do that, so we're just going to give up on that. Feels a little too large. Feels a little too large. What if the depth is only 5? We do also get these guys, which I do love. I do love. If this is there, what if we were to one? Is that going to be enough space for a second one? I don't know. We're going to try though. No, it's like just a bit too small. So we're going to make this work. This road's going to come out one more unit and then go straight up from there. Right along there, we're going to place this guy. We still have this path that kind of cuts right through, but with the right amount of trees, anything can be possible. Then I think what we would do is we would change some of this stuff around. So like right here, this surface would just come kind of straight on out at the 90, connect all the way through. Like there wouldn't be some of this separation. Does it look a little weird? Yeah, but I think if this is a bit more concrete, that might actually work in our favor. Now I think what I need to do, I mean, it does look a little strange having these three go like boom, boom, boom. I wonder if a house like this was actually over here instead, or if it was further back. What if we did this? What if we grabbed this house, right? Something like that. Now, hold on. With that, we would also need to introduce a parking garage. Full-on parking garage. And these are quite large, but if we place this now, we'll be in the right place to have this. I kind of want it to be along that road there, but it also can come out this side here, because this bottom section, I think, matches the ground. Yeah, so it just falls quickly, but from far, it looks like it's just a large entrance. Now, we'd leave this section open for some foliage. Right here in the front, I think we just extend this surface straight on out, make all of this concrete. Right? Right here along this side, this will all become, I was gonna say trees, but first, it's gonna become a pathway. Give me a path right along the side here. Connect it right up and in. And then we're going to put some trees right along here. There's got to be a way to fit one of these. Oh, can I fit two? Oh, thank the Lord. All right, let's see. Nope, I do not want palm trees. Although we are along the waterfront, so palm trees could look kind of nice. We need to build like a beachy area. That's something I haven't done yet. I haven't really thought about it either. So that's something I got to consider in the future. Now, there's going to be a lot of people moving in here. It's going to be a little chaotic for the set for a moment. That's okay. I also finally bought a new processor. Have not put it in yet, but I have to get a new motherboard for it to fit, and then I'm going to be golden. Now, this is going to be just an absolute cluster over here. And I don't think there's anything we're going to be able to do about it. We could also choose to upgrade this in the future if we need to, but for now, that will do just fine. We're now starting to get a little bit of height here, kind of emulating some of the height here, just spilling over into this area. Let's do building level 1 and just see what kind of things we find. We have something like this, which does look decent. The colors on that particular colorway aren't great. I like this. I wish it was reversed and the height was coming from the other side. We could do something like this, a little bit more modern. Oh, there's also this guy, though. If I were to turn off snap to road and I just rotated this myself, could we rotate this in such a way that it works there? It's not bad. It's not bad. Let's get rid of it real quick because we're still kind of sussing out what's the right call. Go back to snap to road. Now, I do love this building, and I think we're going to use that shortly here. These are just more modern buildings. We've got one of these guys, which actually, hold on. Nah. It's fine. It doesn't do anything for me. This has got some nice zoning along that opposite side there. So let's place that first. Then let's separate it a little bit with some smaller units. Come back in with a larger unit. Too large. Two in charge. We could then jump to like a more modern build, but I don't think that's the right call either. Then there's this, which is good, but it's very... It can only really be used once in an area, and then I think you've kind of exhausted your opportunity to use it. Maybe what we'll do is we'll get something that can go right here. Yeah. All right, go ahead and lock all these. I know they're level 1s. I know they're not going to have a lot of workers. I'm okay with that. That has 40. These we'll leave alone. If those want to upgrade those little houses, they can. And I guess actually same here with this. If this wants to level up a little bit, it can. The rest of these, though, I do want to keep them kind of smaller in stature. We have this parking lot. Let me go ahead and just quickly knock out these little surfaces here real fast. There we go. That looks pretty decent. Pretty decent. It is making me think I want to actually change this road. What if we considered making this road into a parking road? It might be big. But I think we could do it. Look at that. I think we could do that just fine. Does it also go into here? It's going to make that intersection kind of crazy. But I think we do it. Do we do it with a median? No. Don't do it with a median. It makes it weird. Don't do it with a median. Get rid of these trees. I think actually get rid of all of these trees. If I recall, I probably placed these trees by hand with Anarchy, and I gotta go look at those settings. But I think I might have it set that if I place the tree, the road doesn't delete it. I just gotta fix that. Now we've got a somewhat more hilly area to work with. It's not terrible. It's not terrible, but it is clearly a hill. So what would we want to place there? Or do we want to focus on this pocket first? Maybe we do this pocket first. Oh, crap. Crap. So not what I meant to do. What if this isn't even a low rent building? What if this is just a regular 6x6 building? Like these China packs have some nice ones in here. That's a level 4. These are really intense. The high densities. Let's do level 1s. And let's actually, you know what? Let's get crazy. Let's try one of these China buildings. That's a bonus building. I don't want to use the bonus because I think you have to unlock those. Or am I crazy? Oh no, they all say bonus. Okay, so the bonus isn't actually like a bonus. It's just a different style building. Okay, so let's do... I mean, these could kind of look interesting together. Like, if we were to place this building right here, right? It's a level 1. This is also a level 1. But then we might be able to, if I hit Anarchy, we might be able to get away with something like this, where all 3 of these are exactly the same. Right? Right? Hold the phone. Hold the phone. If you were to then fill in this whole thing and just give this whole thing grass. All right, we filled the whole thing with a grass surface. Look at that. That actually looks pretty decent. And it keeps the height relatively like consistent. It's not too tall. But it's more than just these tiny row homes, which I think looks really good. Now, I will say, maybe along this road here, I know I just scoffed at all these palm trees, but maybe along this road, at least on one side, we do have palm trees. On the side facing the water, you can still park along this road, but only on one side. Let's let this other side be palm treeified. Okay, that's pretty nice. They're just a little strange just because I haven't built palm trees yet. All right, now Point Breeze, you have absolutely no services. And you've got a lot of people living here, which is great. I would like to maybe add in a little bit more business in this area. And so I think what I want to do is maybe utilize this section here. If we go, and I know this whole neighborhood's been placed with Find It, but it's such a hilly spot. It just makes sense to do this with Find It, keep it easy. We want business. I want northeast. Okay? There's all kinds of buildings in here. What is the deepest depth we can get? Is there any 6s in here? No. So the deepest depth we can get is a 4, which isn't bad. But I think I just want to have a kind of commercial road that is serving this community. Maybe that begins, though, with additional parking. Like this whole section here is all parking roads. I am going to have to smooth out this just a little bit to make that work. All right, I was thinking this would have some kind of commercial strip in here, and I thought it would look nice right along there. Maybe this does just stay a 2-lane road like normal. Let's turn off this guy here, stick this right in the middle. I think that looks kind of nice. Then this can have parking all the way along that center strip. Right here is where I want to have some commercial buildings. So let's see. We've got this guy, the public market, which could look great if it was right here on the corner. This is really the only option. Or we could place the public market kind of like down this way, right along the water's front. Right? Public square. Grab that surface right here and just go bam and bam. And we've got a level 5 public market right there on the corner. That'll work. Maybe before we do any commercial, maybe what I need to do is I need to focus on services because I don't think they have any. They've got power. They've got water. Both of those we're doing fine. It may be cool to have some kind of water tower over here. Like what if we were to do like this French water tower? I don't know why. Just why not? What if we did? It could absolutely go right here. It would destroy a lot, though. Because it takes up 4 tiles. You know what? We're going to place it right there. Just because it looks cool. It's something different. We've not done that yet. All right, so we've got water, we got power. Do you guys have any coverage from healthcare facilities? The problem I'm going to have is that I can't let you send bodies here. Because this can only hold 200 bodies, even with the expansions, which is kind of crazy. And this serves only Orson Hill. Orson Hill has 4,000 people, so it won't be long before Orson Hill is not able to support. The next thing we have over here is a crematorium, which doesn't look like anybody's there. Maybe what we do is let's just really, really upgrade this guy and see if through upgrading it, if it's going to have everything it needs to just cover all of this area. Because it just well might. So we can maybe leave that be. Maybe you don't need a dedicated crematorium. What are we doing about health, though? Is this serving everything? We've got some ambulances. Doesn't have any operating district. It's a hospital. So I guess that's probably serving some of this area. I wouldn't mind maybe a small clinic of some kind, but we also have this guy. That clinic serving this section. Medical center. Ortega. Maybe we do place just a tiny little small medical clinic. Nothing crazy. Nothing wild. Just a little John to help you guys out with your medical needs. And it will focus primarily here, here, and here. It may be overrun. We're going to see. Because there are a lot of people living in this area. There's also trees inside the medical clinic, which probably isn't a great thing. Probably not great. Let's just throw a few trees around it while we're sitting here looking at it. Okay, and then that gives us kind of this open area here to work on, which is great. We're going to have to keep an eye on this because I am concerned it might quickly become overrun. All right, trash, we're doing fine. We have no schools over here. No schools. I think I wouldn't mind doing a... I mean, this building here kind of would be fire to have. The problem we're going to have again is just the grade change. It changes so fast. But what we could also think about doing is like one of these other schools I've not done. Like the Mediterranean school, kind of strange, right? In theory, strange idea. But if this school was here and it had the upgrades, okay, hold on. Assign it to Point Breeze. Assign it to Point Breeze. We might not be able to put a key wall on that road. Or not a key wall, a retaining wall. But we can retaining wall these roads. And then what we could do is we could come in here and we could just start to kind of smooth some of this out. I did not mean retaining wall. I apologize. I definitely meant key wall. There we go. So we're going to smooth this out. Right. Hold on. And then we're going to smooth it. Or we're gonna flatten it, and then we're gonna smooth it out. So we're gonna make it appear like this was never done. Like this school has always been here. It operates only in Point Breeze. Please, what's going on? I definitely thought I already said that. Point Breeze. Okay. It's operating here in Point Breeze. It looks a little different than everything else. We'll give it a smattering of trees. This is like an old building that has been here for ages. It was here well before all of this got developed. It owns this land. It hasn't done anything with it. And so what's ended up happening is it's just gotten a ton of trees all over the place. And it's like, we're fine with it. All right. Then we also could consider a high school here. I mean, we've got 2,700 residents, basically 2,800. We don't need a ton. Educated is what you become once you've left high school. So we've got 1,021 poorly educated people. I mean, is there just like there's another Mediterranean high school, which kind of, we've got palm trees. Like there's something here. There's something here. Operate there. Don't even put anything on top of it. Just kind of introduce something a little different. Now I'm wondering if I should have made all of the houses here Mediterranean style. Did I miss an opportunity? I might have. All right, let's go ahead and just do that little flatten and then smooth trick. So flatten out larger than the foundation and then smooth around your flatten. And from afar, it looks perfect. I like this. This is going to hold 800 students. This guy also has a high school here. This is the elementary school, which is completely full. Even with the expansion, there's nothing we can do there. Where's the high school for this area? I definitely thought we placed one. Or no, we're sending people. Do you hear that bird? You've got to hear that bird. It's right outside the window. It's so loud. We're sending them to Cedar Junction, which is over here, which is doing fine. It has no issue. I don't think we're going to have enough space to support more students. So there's going to just be some kids who are uneducated, and that's just going to happen. Sorry, guys. All right, so now we've got some type of education in this area, which is great. This is fire. I think this fire station, it's currently operating here. I think it can just take this on. It should be just fine. None of the vehicles are in use. I'm not worried about it. Same thing here with police. We have a police station here, which is really covering quite a large area. If we overlay onto this just like crime in general, it's not bad. There is a little bit of crime there, and then it looks like there's a little bit of crime up here in the corner. Okay, knowing that, can we make any changes? Woodland Small Police Station. Not really. So I think what I would rather do is maybe get rid of this Woodland Small Police Station and instead look into doing something different. We never unlocked any of the large police stations. I'm not going to build one over here anyway, so it wouldn't be something I do now as is, but just something I have to remember. There's a lot here we have not done. City police station. I like the idea of a city police station. What's this one? UK police station? Can be upgraded with a helipad that provides police helicopters. I don't want police helicopters. Oh dear God. I think we have this small police station, which has a 10 jail capacity and 6 patrol cars. French police station. That would just look strange over here. That's a lot of parking lot. This is the regular police station. It's just very large for what it is. This Chinese one actually looks kind of neat. I wish we could fit it there. I don't think it's going to work, though. It would have to kind of go this direction, which I don't love. Or what we could do is we could just expand the police station and place it here, right? On the corner. Give this an upgrade. Additional garages. And then this is going to operate in the same areas that this operates. So let's look here. This basically covers all of this side. So this is going to do the same thing. It's going to start at Eastgate, do Cedar Junction. It's also going to do Harley, Woodlawn, Noble Square, Oasis Golf Club, Orson Hill, and Point Breeze. This one, I think we're going to get rid of everything it's covering except for Point Breeze. And then we're going to move it. And we'll place this over here. I'd love to sneak it in somewhere, though. Or maybe it's up this way, actually. And you can operate here and here as well, but just gives us a little bit more coverage. That's pretty good. We've expanded police coverage all around, which is helping these people out. And I think in the immediate, it's going to fix some of the crime concerns we have here. This one can't be upgraded any, but it does have 6 patrol vehicles that are riding around doing their thing, so that's going well. Now, we got it. We have to address public transit. So if we look, we don't actually have any public transit over here. We have a bus line that goes kind of up and down this main section here, Elm and Briarfield. We have a trolley line, which I saw some of the comments where people said, get rid of the trolley line. You don't need it because you have the buses and you have the subway. This is going to make more sense as we expand. The trolley line has to go somewhere, and so I need it to go this direction so as we expand up this way, we have a trolley. So, yeah, there's a lot of transportation options in one spot. That's kind of intentional. Like, that's the whole point. I think what we could do is we could have a bus that were to run maybe right along this center road here, come up this way. We have a bus that's over here, and we could take that bus over and down into here. I think that's what we're going to do. And I think we're going to do that because it's going to help us so that in the future when we have houses over here, there's a bus line going past them. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. Now the question is, do we do the bus line here or do we do it here? What's going on down here? Right here is our subway, but right here is a fellow bus line. This particular road here, I would be able to cut out an additional turn, which I don't necessarily want, but it would pass by kind of the downtown, quote unquote, of Point Breeze. I think I want it on this road. All right, there's going to be a bus stop here. Okay. That bus stop then turns around somehow, however she chooses, and she moves up this way. It's going to go up to here. It's then going to come up to here. It's going to be pretty close to itself. No, it's not. It'll go back to here. It's fine. They can walk from here over to that subway stop. Then we'll come up to here. Do we stop here as well? I think that might be overkill. But I do want a quicker option for people to transfer into the trolley. So we will do one here. It's going to come over to here and stop near this neighborhood, which eventually when there's houses this way, that will be useful. It'll then come down to here and stop at this intersection, just because it's an intersection. It'll then move across here, and it'll stop right here. There's some type of building here, I think a post office, as well as the high school, so that's really valuable. Then it's going to curve over and connect right into here. Eastgate has absolutely no support whatsoever. I don't know, though, if this is the bus line that provides that support. So I think this is going to come here. It's going to stop here. Connect into this guy. And then it's going to turn around. And it's going to come back this direction. It'll stop right here. Come up here. It's going to stop right here. We'll stop all the way up here as well. We loop back over and around. We come up to here. It's going to stop right here. It'll cross. It's going to skip this whole section. And it's just going to have one stop right here. And then reconnect up down to itself further down this way. I like that. I like that. All right, let's make this like a purpley color. It's going to go from here. It's going to somehow figure itself out to come over this way. Maybe we don't do that dark. Let's make it purple, but let's make it lighter so we can see it. Ah, like that. Okay, great. You're going to go from here, kind of straight on through to here, stopping in this area of Orson Hills. These stops I know are close to each other. They're only one block apart, but there's a reason because this is the transfer. I want that there. It's going to come along here for now. These stops are probably not going to be used at all, but soon we'll have more expansion, and they will be. Then it's going to loop around and connect into this pre-existing bus line we have and use that to loop back. It'll stop in front of the neighborhoods. It'll stop here at the entrance of our golf club. It'll stop here next to our subway line and then reconnect right back up into there. And that just gives us an additional connection through all of that. If I look at it from this angle, there's a number of bus lines I've not done anything with. What's this bus line? This bus line is up here. This is the Town of Sunset. So I think I have 2 Town of Sunset bus lines. So what was my naming convention here? Town of Sunset Loop A. We'll name this one Town of Sunset Loop B. I don't know. Do I have a name for this bus line? What is this one? This guy here has 2 passengers. This one goes, oh wow, this loops this whole area. Not many people use this, but it's there in case anyone chooses to. I'm only going to assign 3 vehicles. It's not going to be very frequent that this bus route is staffed. And this one will also be free. Hammer Isle Loop. Is this called Hammer Isle? Hamilton Isle. Well, now it's going to be called a Hammer Isle. All right, Hammer Isle Loop. So that kind of covers that little section. Great. We're going to getting rid of some of these crappy ones. If we look too, there are many that have a ton of passengers on them. There are many that don't. Town of Sunset, we're not expecting much. Hammer Isle Loop, we're not expecting much. Cedar Junction Loop. This is the loop that's going the opposite way. Got it. It only has 2 vehicles on it. No one's using it. We'll make it free. Not that that's going to do much at all, but it's just not taking people really anywhere. So that's bound to happen. And this here is the brand new line we just built. I think I'm realizing like it's not taking them anywhere because it's just taking them over to a residential neighborhood. They want to get over here to where all their commerce is. So what we need to do is this. This is going to need to come down here. It can share... What even is the point of this bus line? Hold on. This is just looping around this area. I don't know if that's even that valuable now that I see it, but we're just going to leave it for now. This is going to come here. I think what we do is instead of having this loop like this, we change this up a bit. We move this stop to here. We move this stop to here. We move this stop down to here. Right? Then let's just do a little rework here. That's going to go there. This is going to go here. This will also go here. This will go here. That means that these bus stops are no longer in use. And I don't think this bus stop is in use either. It's not. Get rid of that. Then, this guy's going to come down this way. It'll stop here, which now I'm feeling is maybe unnecessary because it's so close. But it'll stop there. And it will loop over this way into the downtown section of Eastgate. It'll loop back up and around over to here. And then it will loop out and in. Okay. This is stronger. This is much stronger. You're going to go to here. We're actually going to move that bus stop. Hold on. I know I just placed it. I think that bus stop really needs to be over here instead. Yeah. Get rid of this. Now we've got it going into Eastgate, and that just makes a lot more sense. It's connecting people all the way over into business, which we needed. If we check our passengers, Point Breeze to Eastgate is starting to get some traction. I don't think any of these will ever get traction, but they have so few buses on them, I'm not concerned. Let's sort by name and go check out bus line 16. I think that's what we have going on right here. This is just going to be the Orson Hill line. I even think this Orson Hill line could be expanded to go further south, and maybe this goes straight on down into here, and we get rid of the 2 Cedar Junction loops because they're not being used anyway. But actually, that's not a problem for another day. That's a problem for right now. Let's just look at this. We've got these 2 Orson Hill loops that we know nobody uses. Or not Orson Hill, Cedar Junction. Just get rid of this loop entirely. It's completely unnecessary. Cedar Junction Keats Industrial. Oh, and that goes all the way over to here and comes back. So what I think we do, here we go. Hold on, guys. Hold on. This is it. This is it. Change the color of this line to something totally different. We're going to go for, yeah, like a yellowy color. That's great. Now what we're going to do, this is going to be Cedar Orson Airport. And here's how this is going to work. We're going to basically cannibalize some of the other points we had before and use them to our advantage here. Even in sharing some of those stops, now we've got, hold on, yep. This is what we got to do. Get rid of this one, turn on Anarchy. Get rid of that, turn Anarchy back off. Get rid of this. Both of those are being used. Okay. Now what this means is this. We've got a bus stop here that is serving, I think, 3 separate lines in total. And so I'd like to have a small bus station tucked away in here. Yeah, it's next to someone else's house. We're going to try to ask for forgiveness with that by planting some additional trees here. Sorry, guys. It's going to get a little loud in your neighborhood, but this is going to be useful. What we're going to do instead is we're going to take this bus line. Let me rotate my view here. The orange one will go last. The purple one will go second. The blue one will go first. Now this bus stop entirely can get out of here. We've got all of them stopping right here. This on the way down stops here after stopping here. Is that the only bus along this area? If I click on this, it's only this? Okay. This is just going to get out of here. We don't need that one at all. Go back onto this, grab this, clear that out. So now when they come down this way, they stop there. Also makes me think I don't need this. Like, I just don't. You can walk a block. Yeah. Now, what else can we add to this? We can add extra platforms, a taxi stop, which we'll do, and station services, a small kiosk. Cafe, yada, yada, yada. We can't really do this without destroying homes, and that's not something I would want to do. I don't necessarily want to destroy the houses. So we're not going to add those station services. But now we've got a central hub for 3 completely separate lines. One that goes this way, one that goes this way, and then one that goes this way. All 3 of them meet up here. So this whole area is now connected by one section. Oh, I like that a lot. All right. All of this was to solve problems for Point Breeze, and now I'm out here building like completely unrelated stuff. Do we want to do any taxi depots over here? I mean, I wouldn't mind having a taxi shelter kind of right here. Okay, that's good. I don't think we need like trams or anything else. I don't even think I need another bus, although, you know, I don't need another bus because if you want to get over there, you can easily, one, just walk across the bridge. Or you could take this bus over to the tram, get on the tram, and take the tram right into the city. And then from here, here's connection to the subway. You can also take the subway right in the middle. From there, you can fan off into any direction. So I think we're probably fine with just that. I'm struggling with what to put here. We haven't done any of these kind of welfare services over in this area in a while. The problem is these are going to get a little bit large. Oh my god, but that would be perfect if it wasn't not the right size. The large welfare office does not work. Citizen Services Center, too big. French one does not make sense. This one could work in here and kind of blend with the larger buildings above. City Hall, no. These are all going to be way too grand. None of these would make sense here. I am going to build the central bank, obviously not over here, but we got to build that at some point. The EE welfare office could look nice over here. It could fit nicely even next to our public market. Or we do the Japanese one. It doesn't actually fit. Oh, but man, I wish it did. Let's go and do the EE welfare office. Now the question is where? If I place it here, what does that do? Does that look just like chaotic? It kind of does because of the parking lot. So if anything, I'd rather just shift it. Let's place it right next to that other guy. No, that looks bad there too. All right, this is going to go here, which also looks bad. This area, I think, is going to get key walled. It's going to happen because I need to have a flatter surface to work on. Let's do this again. If I do that, we could then do this. We could take the welfare office. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Grab a road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place a road right on through here to here. Let's see if I can use that and still fit this. Okay, hold on. It's a little bit off. It's a little bit off. If I grab this and just scoot it over this way, though. Does that work? Does that work? Does that work? If I turn this off and I rotate it by hand. I was going to say, it's going to fit. It's going to fit. I know it can. There we go. So now we have this welfare office here. Can't be upgraded or anything. That's okay. I'm not really too concerned about that. I will say now seeing it here, I do think certain sections of this I do want to just have flat. And I think this is one of those sections. It does mean, too, we have an opportunity to place some more buildings here. We never ended up doing the commercial strip I was hoping for. And I wonder if that should happen along the front here. Let's do something different. Southwest mixed use housing. What do we get? Are they all going to be the same building? Are we going to get something different and unique? Because we could do this right here. Have a straight line of buildings all the way along here. They may look good. They may not. Who knows? We got rid of the public market and our park, but I think we've opened up a spot right here for us to place a separate park. We now have this little espresso on the go right along the water. But pretty sure if I were to bring this kind of out like this, if we were to flatten to this height, right, hold on. Bring this road right on through here. It technically intersects part of that. We're going to suspend disbelief. I think we could put some parks back here. We could definitely do a skate park. Actually, we could just barely do a skate park, but let's see. If anarchy's off, it doesn't destroy any of those buildings. Up until when? Oh, the whole time. All right, if that's the case, then we're going to do this. We're going to place the skate park here. Next to the skate park, I think we could benefit from having some parking. Well, that's okay. We can place a parking lot. Anarchy can now go back off. And behind this area, we're just going to place some trees in here. All right, we just got to let these buildings come in, and then that might basically finish this section of Point Breeze. We still have this open area here. Is there any other, like, one-off buildings we could do, maybe? The department store? Nitro Kingdom? Majestic? Corner Theater? Okay, that's just kind of fun in general. Hold on. Turn on Anarchy. Let's just place this right here. Have a little corner theater there. That's kind of nice. And then you know what? Screw it. We have a corner theater, and then we just go like this. Throw down a few trees here and there. Call it a day. And leave that spot open for future development. It still means we have this weird little curved area to fix, but for now it looks okay. Oh, and that looks great. Now, I do want to do this. I want to click on some of these buildings, and I want to try to raise them up to the height of the road, because I definitely messed that up on my own here. Much better. Much better. There we go. Okay, we got one more building coming in. And once that comes in, I think this whole neighborhood will actually be finished. All around it looks pretty good. Let's get a little overview here. What do we got going on? We've got 337 pets, 3,427 residents. It's actually catching up pretty quickly to Orson Hill, which is kind of wild. They are considered wealthy. So is Orson Hill. 709 employees in Orson Hill, 430 employees over here in Point Breeze. We've got 1,636 households. We've still got a ton of poorly educated, which is telling me that, yeah, we're definitely going to hit the cap of this elementary school. But even though this only serves Point Breeze, it's got more than enough room in this high school. Let's add Orson Hill to that high school as well. And if I look at this, I mean, we can leave it. It can have access to 2 high schools, but maybe that'll give us some more students here into this Point Breeze High School. All right, guys, I think that's where we're going to end this part here. A quick shout out to my channel members. Thanks so much for your support. I really appreciate it. If you're interested in becoming a channel member, click the link in the description below to unlock custom emojis, loyalty badges, early access to videos, save game files, members only content, merchandise discounts, and more. And until next time, leave your questions, comments, and feedback down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Lord, I follow your dad out. I can't have your tippy taps. I can't edit them out.